Hello, what's up you guys? It's Justin here again with Up North Motorsports, coming to you with another YouTube video. So I just got back from giving Thor a little bit of a walk. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Thor. Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about some mods you can do for the Chevy Colorado for overlanding and stuff like that. Alright, let's get at it. Alright, so the first thing you're wanting to do, I guess, would be protect the underside of your truck kind of thing. So I personally just have right now is the Chevy Performance skid plates. So they provide pretty good protection. They have aluminum kind of thing. And from there you can also build up, or you can replace the one engine panel kind of thing with the AEV one stamped with boron steel kind of thing, a little bit more heavy duty. And then from there you can piece together with your AEV parts kind of thing. That's what I'm going to do once I got the extra cash flow kind of thing, is just slowly protect my undercarriage kind of thing. Another good option to go with is the CBI skid plates. You can get them frontal all the way to the back kind of thing. So you can get them in both aluminum and steel. The aluminum's obviously a little bit more expensive, I think, but you also get them powder coated and stuff like that. Provide a little bit more coverage, basically plates on plates on plates. I think with the older models like mine here, like the 2015, you do need to drill some holes, but it does provide good coverage. As well as 589 Fab does also have their own skid plates for the Chevy Colorados. I think they specialize in Chevy Colorados because they mostly have Chevy stuff on their website, but yeah. Alrighty. Okay, then you also want to protect that little rocker panel in case of like logs, rocks, stuff like that. So my rock sliders of choice is obviously just the basic ZR2 rock sliders. They do bolt up to the regular or crew cab Chevy Colorado. It doesn't matter if you have a ZR2 or not. I think as long as it's 4-door and short box. Yeah, also works for canyons too. And as well for the rock sliders, you can also get NFAB ones. It looks like they have a little step. Fortunately, I can't get them because I'm in Canada, but they only ship to the United States, so one option for my American neighbors down there. And 589 does not make their own rock sliders. However, for the ZR2 rock sliders, like I got pictured here, you can actually get a little built-in step that goes like somewhere right there kind of thing. It's a little bit more because if you try stepping on these, especially when they're wet, they're very slippery. When I'm getting in my truck, I mostly jump over and into the seat kind of thing. There we go.
Think he's gonna make it? Oh yeah.
Okay, as well as talking underneath the truck, I recommend moving the spare tire just because it sits really low. It's kind of ground clearance because it sits lower than the diff too when it's sitting there. So I personally went with the NFAB one. I know my previous comment says I couldn't get them in Canada. However, I did order this one from Amazon and they were able to ship it through a third party too here in Canada, and it's still cheaper than all the other universal tire carrier mounts kind of thing. So if you are looking for another strap spare tire holder, do recommend with the 589 ones. The only reason I didn't go with it because I have a tunnel cover that I want to use. So this one sits vertically kind of thing up over there, and it's still by one strap kind of thing. The only reason I didn't go with it is because it was tall and stuff like that. Okay, and then if you do like a little bit of height but you want a little bit more sturdiness, you can get the AEV spare tire holder. So that one sits kind of back by your back window right around there. It holds it up like that. And then also you can get the Chevy Performance one, which kind of sits in the middle of the truck bed, kind of like this one, except it's a steel kind of mount, so it sits up a bit. And that's the reason why I didn't go with it, because I do use my truck bed, as you can see, quite a bit. Just finishing hauling drywall and stuff like that. But yeah, so that one kind of takes up most of the box, that's why I didn't go with that one. But there's your options kind of thing that I've seen for spare tire holders. in the truck bed. And if you do have money, you can always go with a swing out one for the rear bumper. Okay, so there are a couple options, especially sky's the limit if you have money. Get a custom one made, but the ones I've seen are Relentless Fab. Yeah, swing out one. So this one looks pretty good. It does add a little bit of ground clearance to you if you don't have a lift and stuff like that, because obviously the rear bumper sits a little bit lower than the rest of the truck, but kind of good if you're backing out of a hole and stuff like that. And the other one I saw was a CBI. They kind of make a lot of parts for these trucks as well. So they also have the swing out option. And then too, you can always look on Amazon to find like a hitch mounted one. I'm not too sure how I feel about those ones, but if you guys try it out, let me know. And seeing how I talked about the back bumpers, I'll talk about the front bumpers. So pretty much there is so many different options. I'm not going to go into details of all of them, but the one I want the most is the AEV, obviously the Bison one. Does fit with the regular grill and stuff like that. So it looks the most kind of stock. I guess you can buy some truck in this stock. The only thing is, this one costs about $3,000, especially with all the panels. You get a panel like this that works with the bumper, and it's made of like steel and stuff like that as well. You can get hooked up to a winch and stuff like that. Alright, so speaking of winches, you can actually get quite a few different winch modifications for these things. So basically, it replaces this plastic piece here, kind of thing. And so the one option I've seen was the worn semi-hidden winch thing. So yeah, it replaces this big plastic thing. You see these mods mostly common on Toyotas kind of thing, but that's just one of the options for winches on the Chevy Colorado. If you don't go with the AEV bumper, or if you don't have a ZR2, ZR2s have quite a lot more options kind of thing. Okay, as well, 589 Fab does have their own. Theirs kind of keeps this little space here for the kind of airflow and stuff like that, or if you do have the light bar, does allow for that as well. Does replace this plastic piece as well. To be honest, I kind of like it. Kind of sticks out a little bit, but yeah, like I said, if I wanted one, I'd go with an AEV one because it looks most original kind of thing. But yeah, if you're building a truck, it's up to you. And yeah, if you're curious of which winches to go with your kind of hidden winch bumper, you got Smitty built, you got Warren, as I talked about previously, and then you two also have Rough Country as well. Alrighty, so speaking of lighting, so you want to make sure kind of thing that you do have some good lights and stuff like that on the trails and stuff like that, just to make sure you can see where you're going. So I personally went with just some alot lighting, fog lights, LEDs, and then just to give it that little bit of a different look, I tinted the fog lights as well. So I know some people spend up towards like $300 on these, on some yellow LED fog lights. I did it for about $60 kind of thing, which isn't too bad. But you have many different brands you can choose from for getting these style of fog lights here. So Diode Dynamics SS3s are a very popular choice around Colorado owners for LEDs. So they kind of have like a 4-bulb pattern right there. And then too, if you wanted to spend upwards of like $400 on one, you can also go with Baja Designs. A little pricey for my taste, but lots of people seem to recommend them. So, and if you are looking to do something a little bit more different for your fog lights, you can also go with the Z-Rods. So it's basically 2 square LED kind of thing. These ones are not too bad. I just wish they kind of blended in a little bit more like the stock ones do, but. And as well, like I mentioned in here, you cut out these little bar things. You can put a light bar in there as well. I know Rough Country makes a kit with some brackets and stuff like that. But as well, you can find many different kits on Amazon for roughly the same price and stuff like that. And if you're looking to mount some ditch lights, kind of right there, you do have quite a few options for that. So, like I mentioned, CBI makes these, Rough Country, Z-Rods, calorie raised, and you can probably find a bunch of others on Amazon, as well as you can probably find some really cheap Amazon ones that probably have just a plastic clippy thing that clip on like that, kind of right there. And you just wire them in with your own custom switch brackets as well. You can find, I don't know if you can find them anymore, but a custom light switch kind of thing that built into the original fog lights ones as well. And again, I have expensive tastes, so the ones I want for lighting kind of thing would be the KC lights, the big old round ones, kind of boom, 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 right there. Or that mounts on to an M rack, roof rack. So I'll talk about some roof rack options for you guys now. So yeah, the KC lights M rack does fit over there, and you can fit different kinds of KC light style lights on it as well. Does cover the thing as well. They do have little accessories and stuff like that, such as wire covers and stuff like that. You can probably mount your MaxTrax boards on there. And very popular choice for these trucks is Prinsu racks. So they kind of had like a wind deflector kind of thing. Kind of looks very sporty and stuff like that. Definitely made for overlanding, made of steel and stuff. So, and if you're looking, there's also Go Rhino, a whole bunch of others, but the first two is the ones I kind of recommend. And then too, if you're wanting to save a little bit of money, you can always go with the basic Thal ones that go up like that kind of thing, and they're just bars that go across. But yeah, I got expensive taste though. Okay, so lots of people hold their tents. Not going to talk about tent options for you guys because there's a bunch of them out there kind of thing. It's kind of universal for most vehicles. But for bed racks, so the first thing you can go with is kind of Overland bars. So CBI has Overland bars for I think roughly 600 bucks Canadian kind of thing. So basically 2 bars go across, you can hold your tent up on it and stuff like that. As well as Thal also makes the Overland bars too. Doesn't look as heavy duty, but probably still holds up and stuff like that. Okay, so CBI makes 2 different kind of bed rack styles. It's pictured here. I personally like the sheet metal one. It looks pretty much better than the other one kind of thing, but it's up to your taste kind of thing. I just like how it has like kind of the wall right there and stuff where you can put your MaxTrax or anything else kind of thing. Well, I forgot to mention as well, 589 also has kind of like a bed rack style. They call it the low style kind of guess. And you can put a tent on there as well. And then they have the Adventure height-wise one that sits about here. I think you put your tent on it and other stuff like that. I do believe you can also mount a bike on the side and stuff like that. So perfect if you pull over, go camping, and then want to go for a bike ride as well. There is also Cali Raised, Weston, and I believe you can actually find one on the Chevy Performance website as well. There's many different fabrication companies out there where you can get your bed rack made. Probably also go to your local fab shop and just draw one up, and they'll probably make it for you as well. Might save a little bit of money, but it's always nice to have them pre-made and stuff like that. I don't know, talk to your local fab shop, see what they can do as well. Okay, and it's more box organization. So 589 has many different things you can do in your boxes. So you can have a jack mount kind of thing. You can have a Rotoplex mount mounted somewhere wherever you like. Universal ARB air compressor kind of thing mount. As well as different panels you can put in there. And two, you can also find many different websites as well. I think on Amazon too you can get the swing out kind of toolboxes, I guess, or boxes. And 589 also has, if you prefer to have your air compressor under the hood, so right under there, you can mount either a single or dual tank air compressor. You just run the wiring across from there, and right there. And you probably have enough space right there, to be honest, to build like a little custom kind of hookup and switch. So yeah, definitely a lot of space under the hood, so you can definitely fit that in. Haven't seen any kits for Smitty built air compressors, but that's the one I've seen. Okay, and so yeah, you can get many different accessories as well for your racks and stuff. You can get bottle openers, other stuff like that. Like I said, bike rack. But one of the kind of things that you don't really need, but you'll be very thankful to have it once you do, if you ever do need it, would be a snorkel kit. So AEV has a snorkel kit they made for the Bison. They also have a kit that you can cut out kind of right there. They have a stencil. And it goes all the way up like that kind of thing. So it does look pretty sporty and stuff, but yeah. So yeah, you'd probably be thankful to have it if you ever got into that situation. Alrighty guys, I have a huge wish list for this truck. So if you have anything on your wish list, please let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's any mods that you definitely recommend in the comments as well. Be sure to research them. And if you guys like this video, please smash that like button. It always makes me my day kind of thing. Alrighty, have a good day. Bye.